Crypto on hold government shutdown could shake the crypto market, XCN and XRP. Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, and others saw the Clarity Act revised on Monday and had 24 hours to read it over, and there's still discrepancies. Banks don't want people to earn money with their money. They want to control. You see how this is going. Boba Network, for example, is a high-yield staking platform. You could send money to Boba Network, buy Oolong, transfer Oolong to their platform, stake Oolong in Ethereum, and earn around 172% APR. For reference, banks are giving 0.005%, and online banking is 3 to 5%. S&P 500 is around 8 to 10%. But as you can see, if you're taking like XCN, for example, and staking it, you would be earning 28.17% or even 31 to 0.44% just by staking your money, which is astronomical. The banks want that 31% or 28% and control it and only give you about 3%. So realistic 20% APY rewards. But the Clarity Act wanted to allow banks to hold your crypto and only give you 3%. So they wanted to get rid of all the high possibility of earning a lot of money with the money that you have already earned. The banks just wanted to control that. And they have the audacity to ask for 7% on a housing loan. But they want to give you 3%. Like, what the hell? Hopefully you guys are understanding how this game works. If you are watching this channel, you are on the right track. This is NC Hammer Crypto. My name's Neil. Keeping technical analysis short and sweet. Like, subscribe, donate, or become members. $10 a month saves animals' lives. 50% of everything I make goes to save animals' lives. And if you're a member, check out the previous videos only for members. Some very high ROI coins are in those videos. Being a member today could make you hundreds in the upcoming weeks, but let's get into the actual TA. Bitcoin is clearly doing more so with this green line we have laid out from previous weeks, or I guess about a week ago. We had the push down. We found that support around that 86,000 and are potentially doing a reversal. When we remove everything, we essentially just need to close above this previous one, which is around 89,000. And that could have the continuation. CM Guppies thinned out. The RSI looks very healthy. It's about to cross over the yellow, which means this could easily push back up towards that 200 EMA. Now, the Clarity Act is very important for XRP, XCN, XLM, all the X's essentially. But if Bitcoin starts to move and starts closing above the previous high, we could easily see XRP push up to the downward trend line around $2.21. More than likely get a little bit of resistance, could even pull back to the $1.90. But if you haven't entered into XRP, it's highly, highly recommended, but not financial advice in any way. Could be filling out the diamond pattern, and what we would expect minimal would be either to the 236 or 27% breaking out, being around $2.90. But the real retracement would be around $3.61. When we get to that point, then it is going to be in panic mode, and everybody's going to be looking to buy and sell up around 5, buying in at 3. But if you have not entered, your opportunity at 2 is prime. XRP is going to be one of those high APY coins where you can earn high yields on your passive income just by staking your XRP, whether it's through Flare Network, Coinbase, or a bank, depending on what the Clarity Act comes up with. But we see typically within the quarters, there's usually some major movement. We've had 2 quarters where we've been pushing downwards. It is time for the reversal, in my opinion. Bitcoin, I don't think we are going to see that lower low. We found a little bit of support, but it really depends on how this daily candle closes. If we get a push up and closes, we could expect the next couple of days for a little bit of continuation up to 96,000, which would essentially bring XRP up to this downward trend line. And if that can get broken, we can start looking for exit strategies on XRP Or if you're just holding and going to stake it, that's a very good idea as well. Now, the people who are just here for XCN, there's not a whole bunch of new information. We are essentially been waiting for these past 2 weeks or so for Bitcoin to finally bottom out and make a reversal. We are building higher lows, so everything's looking good. Let's bring up RSI. RSI is testing this yellow line, so if we remove this one and this green one, we need this purple line to get over the yellow line, and that'll be the cross, and a little bit of volume can make major breakouts. So we are working down within this channel, but we want to see this wedge up towards this downward trend line, which is also crossing this black downward trend line right here. That's the top of the purple triangle. So that is more than likely going to get a little bit of resistance, but needs to break out and hold as support. And then we would be working within these two purple triangles as our wedge and trying to break out to the upside. I don't think we are going to see that liquidity sweep down to 0.003. Who knows? There could be some kind of leverage trade that we don't know about, or somebody wanting to sway the market right before takeoff. It's happened before in the past. It can happen again. So just be prepared if there is that pullback, but it is more than likely going to be a little bit more bullish now, just judging what Bitcoin is going to do. By the time I post this, we could see Bitcoin either up or down from this entry point. But ideally, if we can close and start seeing the CM guppy thinned out, RSI purple crossing over yellow, we can expect this to be a reversal point and easily pushing over the 200 EMA. So XCN, I don't think we're going to have one day where it pushes up, a major amount. I think we are going to have some resistance on the way up, so it may be a few days, but that's around 14%. The real resistance is up there around 54%. We don't want to see it break that 54%. We'd ideally want to see it get a little bit of resistance before pushing over that, because if we break it, we are more than likely going to have a quick retracement back down towards that red trend line. We want to keep it nice and close. 200 EMA close, but if it does take off, we're looking at some exit points around 0.014, 0.02, 0.027, and 0.032. But ultimately, a lot of people are waiting to get this 0.05 cent mark before cashing out a lot of their entries. So it's going to be a minute. I don't think we're going to have any major runs unless Bitcoin does something crazy, but I think we're going to have a couple more days of consolidation and slowly turning this thing around so we can finally start the altcoin season. That's kind of it for this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Become members if you want, and good luck. Have fun with it. I will see you guys on the next one.